At this time, I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, August 29th, 2023, 5 p.m. meeting of the Gun Barrel Economic Development Corporation, and this is a special meeting. This time, we'll call the roll to establish the quorum. From my left, please.
Jones present.
Key present. Kroll here.
Johannes here.
Ligon here.
Bond here.
Okay, we have a quorum established. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and for the prayer, which we don't have that on the agenda, but anyway. Salute pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay. Item number 2 on our agenda tonight is discussion regarding the Gun Barrel City EDC fiscal year 2023-2024 budget. We discussed this at our last workshop. Robin has supplied in your packet all of the information that we had come together looking at all the line items, and so at this time I will open the floor for discussion. Robin, is there anything that you would like to address the board about regarding this? Everything is what we talked about in the workshop.
Thank you. There was some inconsistency in how the items were listed in the budget before, and they were pointed out to me. So some of the things that we're carrying over from the previous budget that were not spent are listed at the beginning of this budget as carried over from the last fiscal year and part of the income that we're using in this budget.
Okay, thank you. So everyone should see that on the spreadsheet that we were supplied in our packet as well as online for us to review. So is there any questions or any discussion? If not, we can move on to the next item. Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 3, which is discuss take action to withdraw all funds from the Southside Bank non-interest-bearing account, approximately $109,161, and deposit that amount in the Techstar account, which is an interest-bearing account.
I'd like to make a motion that we discuss take action to withdraw all funds from the Southside Bank non-interest-bearing account, which is approximately $109,161, and deposit in that amount into the Techstar account.
We have a motion for Mr. Bond. Do I have a second?
Jones second.
Second for Ms. Jones. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to make a suggestion, and maybe we can make another motion, but instead of taking this money and putting it into our Techstar account, I'd like to make a motion to just go ahead and move this $109,161 into our bank loan, the Prosperity Bank loan payment, where we're drawing the money out of, so that way, and it'll become more clear where I'm going, because further down in our agenda, my purpose is not to take any money out of Techstar now. Build all the money that we're going to put in Techstar, with the exception of number 4, the $23,996. Go ahead and put that into the bank loan payment. Let that Techstar set at the $600,000 and draw the 5% interest over the next 6 months. So if we want to put this money into Techstar, we can, but I don't see why we were going to put it into something that further down we're going to discuss possibly taking out of. So to me, it would just make more sense to move that $109,000 into the bank loan payment deposit interest bearing.
Okay, so originally we were going to take $300,000 from Techstar and move it to the loan payment account or loan
Correct.
account. So you're wanting to take this $161,000, or $109,161, put it towards the amount that's going into the loan account.
Correct.
And then I'm supposing you have a suggestion on where we're going to get the remaining $291,000 from another account?
From another account, and like I said, it's going to go down. Again, what I'm looking at, we have enough money to cover the $300,000.
In two
We just
other
did
accounts.
that we just did in the operating account. My goal is to keep as much of the money in the Techstar as possible and draw that 5% interest.
Right, which
We don't need to come up with the $500,000 until November. Let this money ride.
okay, so would you like to adjust your motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we take the $109,161 that we were going to put in the Techstar account and place that into the Prosperity Bank loan payment deposit interest-bearing loan.
Okay, you've heard Mr. Bond's amended motion. Do I have a second to that amended motion?
No, but I have a remark, if I may, about that. So instead of putting it into an account that's bearing 5.29 interest, you want to put it into an account that only has 3% interest?
Yes, because we're going to be pulling it out of, we're talking about further into the agenda, pulling 300,000 out of that one. So if we put this in, we don't need to pull the 300,000 at this time.
But at this time, it could be making 5% interest.
Well, but we're going to turn right around and we're going to take 300,000 out. So we're not going to be at 6,390. We're going to be, what was the number?
If we
We're going to
just
be
look
at
at-
4,000.
If we just look at the entire agenda overall and just skip around for a minute before we make motions and vote, you'll see on item 5 that there's a discussion to withdraw 300 from Techstar and move it to the loan payment account. I believe Keith thinks that that is fine sitting where it is in Techstar. And so if we did not do that, we would be moving 300 from the loan payment account to be used for Gun Barrel Transmissions loan. And we would be putting the funds that are currently in Southside Bank into the loan payment fund as well, and leaving Techstar just the way it is, I believe is his goal.
That's in essence what I'm trying not to take anything out of our Techstar.
Yeah, that's what she just said.
Yeah.
You just reiterated that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I agree.
yeah. So do I have a second to his motion, amended motion? Okay, hearing none, I still had a motion and a second on doing it the way that it was discussed in the workshop. So I'll wait for any further discussion. And if not, we can vote on the motion that we had, and if it passes, so be it, and if not, then we'll have to make an adjustment. Hearing no further discussion? Okay. We'll call to vote for the original motion and second from my left.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes?
Ligon, yes.
Bond, no.
Okay, motion carries. Moving to item number 2, discuss, take action to withdraw all funds from the Southside Bank interest-bearing account, approximately $223,996, and deposit $200,000 in the Prosperity Bank operating account, and then deposit the remaining $23,996 in the Techstar account. Do I have a motion?
Would you read that again?
Yeah.
Yes. Item number 4, discuss, take action to withdraw all the funds from the Southside Bank interest-bearing account, approximately $223,996, and deposit $200,000 in the Prosperity Bank operating account, and then deposit the remaining $23,996 in the Techstar account, which is our largest interest rate account. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we discuss and take action to withdraw all funds from the Southside Bank interest-bearing account of approximately $223,996 and deposit $200,000 of that into the Prosperity Bank operating account and deposit the remaining $23,996 into the interest-bearing Techstar account.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Jones. Do I have a second?
Key, second.
We have a second from Mr. Key. Any further discussion?
Key moves to stop to hold the vote for just a moment and let Robin explain this on the record more clearly.
Okay. Robin?
Okay. Initially, when we discussed all of these different motions, the goal was to keep a substantial amount of money in the Techstar account because it is earning 5.11%. And that was the reason we decided we would only move 200 to Prosperity and the remaining 2,300 to Techstar. However, if you desire to, you can move the entire amount to Prosperity to use for loan payments. So that is an option. This is just the way we discussed it in our budget workshop.
Yeah. So the account we're moving it to right now only has 3.04% interest.
That's correct. And Southside account,
Yes. And then you said what will be in the Techstar account.
yes.
And the reason that we were doing that was because we were trying to get our loan account for the next year so that we'll have money to be able to loan for new and current business incentive loans, correct?
Yes, for our current obligations.
Okay, any further discussion? I have a motion and a second on the floor. Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. From my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 5. Discuss, take action to withdraw $300,000 from the Techstar account and deposit it in the Prosperity Bank operating account to cover the gun barrel transmission loan. Do I have a motion?
Jones make a motion to discuss or take action to withdraw $300,000 from the Techstar account and deposit it into the Prosperity Bank operating account to cover the gun barrel transmission loan.
Okay, I have a motion from Ms. Jones. Do I have a second?
Bond, second.
I have a second from Mr. Bond. Discussion?
Okay, I'll go back kind of to my original. Robin, do we have enough money in our loan payment plan to pay this loan? To cover the
The gun barrel
$300,000?
transmissions?
Yes.
Yes, we do. And I've got an updated balance sheet out for you at your spot.
And again, I'm going, why are we taking money out of Techstar if we don't need to?
Well, I think in the past, we have, whatever we've put in the budget, we've covered that budget with our original budget when we send it to council for approval. And so right now, we have $800,000 is what we had set in the loan program for new business incentives, correct, Robin?
Yes.
And so normally, when we set the budget, it covers everything that we know is going to be happening right now, and then we can always come back and amend that budget later if we don't have funds available. But we've typically, what we know is there, we've sent it to council with that. So we can continue the discussion. Just wanted to add that.
Let me ask Robin a question. If, basically, going through this by line item is a little bit misleading at this point. At the bottom, when all this is finished, when the dust is cleared, the budget will be balanced in order to cover the loan commitments that we have out there, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And nothing's going to get moved until it comes time to move what we need to move to cover what we've got.
Yes, I think Keith's point was that there's no chance of us having to have that $500,000 before November. And if it's better to leave it where it is, earning more interest, that is an option. But it's also clear to, it's good to appear that we are already prepared should that occur, that we are ready to cover whatever happens in this fiscal year budget.
Yeah, because in the past, when we've had to go back and move money from our reserves or from our fund balance over, it's been
It's a budget amendment, it has to
that
go
it
before
looks
city
like that we've
council.
overspent our money and what we have in our account. So it looks like we didn't have a budget, and then we went and overspent. In the 4 years that I've been here, that, when we've had to do that a couple times, that's been back and forth, why are you spending money now that you didn't budget for? It looks like we're spending money that we didn't have. That's my fault.
But this is a very public amount in the loan. So
I'm just
people-
saying how it's been in the
People would
past.
be well understood why we're doing what we're doing, if we did come back and move it. It's not like we're being secretive or anything.
No, and we weren't secretive in the past
No,
either.
I know, it's amendments, but again,
Well, in today's balance on the bank loan payment, the balance as of today is $516,484. So if once we've added the 300 and the 200, which we all agreed upon in the workshop, that will put the balance of that. Now, you have to remember that this account is where everybody is paying their loans back into. So that will put the balance at $1,016,484,000. So that is an acceptable amount over what we have loan obligations for.
Yes.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. From my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, no.
Motion carries. Moving to item number 6. Discuss take action to transfer $300,000 from the Prosperity Bank loan payment account to the Prosperity Bank operating account. This and the $200,000 discussed in item 4 will cover the YNS services loan. Do I have a motion?
I move that we discuss, take action to transfer $300,000 from the Prosperity Bank loan payment account to the Prosperity Bank operating account. This and the $200,000 discussed in item 4 will cover the YNS services loan that we've committed to.
We have a motion for Mr. Key. Do I have a second?
Jones, second.
We have a second. Discussion?
Well, I think we just covered this in the item before. It's the 300,000 plus the 200,000 added to the 516 that sits there today.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. From my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, no.
Motion carries. Item number 7, discuss take action to approve the EDC budget for the fiscal year 2023-2024. Do I have a motion?
I move that we take action to approve the EDC budget as presented for the fiscal year 2023 through 2024 for submittal to the City Council.
We have a motion for Mr. Key. Do I have a second?
Jones, second.
Second, Ms. Jones. Discussion. Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. From my left, please.
Jones, yes.
Key, yes.
Kroll, yes.
Johannes, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Seeing no other items on our agenda tonight, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
I make a
move that we
motion, we adjourn.
Okay, motion to adjourn. Thank you.